Bringing people together, it's the Good Life Radio Show with John Robert Quinn and Ben Godinez. Sponsored by Pest Control Center at 916-344-4400.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Life Radio Show. This is Ben Godinez, and
I'm Quinn.
Hey, if you're just joining us, we were just talking about the pitfalls and the dangers and the things that can happen when buying a car at the car dealership.
Mm-hmm.
And Quinn was giving some insight there, what to look out for, and then we're going to talk later about how we can prepare for that.
Absolutely.
Right. For now, let's transition into a somewhat related subject. I want to give you guys some my Insurance 101 guide tips of the day.
Mm-hmm.
The things that people wish they had when they're in an auto accident.
Okay.
All right. So, I hear it all the time. People give me a call and they say, I just want the minimum. I just want to save money. I've got Progressive or I've got Geico, one of these, and they're just price shopping, and that's all good and well for the 20-year-old and 19-year-old that is getting off on their own and they don't have any assets and they're not really worth much.
Mm-hmm.
But for folks that are listening to this show, folks that are, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, or you just have a family, the most important thing is to protect them, right? But the ironic thing about saving money is that, you might be let's say apples to apples, you're paying, let's say you're paying $100 a month for an auto insurance policy, and let's say I can save you $10 a month for the same coverage that you had. Okay, well, great. So you save $10 a month, $120 a year, and you're going to save $1,000 over the next 2 years.
What's it costing you in the long run?
Right. So they get in a claim. I get a call 3 years later, right? I give them recommendations up front. Hey, you really need this. You really need that. I said, no, I just want to save the money. Okay. So they saved $1,000 over 10 years. Great. Now they call me and they go, hey, I was just in a claim. Somebody rear-ended me. We don't, they kind of hit me on the side. I don't know what's really going to happen. How do I get a rental car? Well, you go rent a car. The insurance company's going to pay for that, right? Well, sorry, Bob.
Your policy sucks.
Yeah, you told me you wanted a price shop. Now, fortunately, this doesn't happen very often, but it has happened where someone didn't take my recommendation, which is totally fine, and they don't have rental car coverage. But wait, it wasn't my fault. It doesn't matter. If you don't have rental car coverage and it's not a clean-cut claim, guess what? You're paying that up front. And so if your car's in the shop for a couple of weeks, you're paying $40 a day for the rental car. $40 a day times 5, $400. Now you're paying $800 out of pocket until the other insurance company determines who's at fault, and if they're found at fault, then they reimburse you. And sometimes it takes a month or two.
And not only that, if your coverage doesn't cover the damages, you're stuck.
Yeah. So I would say the most common thing that people don't have in their policy is rental car coverage. It's so cheap. It's $26 a year, usually, up to $30 a year for, $30 a day. It goes up a couple dollars a month. Actually, it goes up $1 a month for a $45 a day rental car. And some of these carriers, it's the same price to go up to, in one case, $75 a day with Kemper. You can pick any car on the lot for an extra couple dollars a month.
Now, let me ask you, can you do the rental car if you don't have a claim in?
No, not just if you're going on vacation.
Okay.
No, that's a good question. Yeah, you can't just, you're not calling your insurance company when you go on vacation.
Okay.
Now, the question does tailor off to, does your liability and full coverage carry over to a rental car? Absolutely, if you've got permissive use. Now, some of these companies, they do not have permissive use. You need to check your policy or call your agent or company and need to ask them if their coverage will carry over 100%. Most of the time with these internet-based companies, you only have state minimum liability. In other words, when you go to rent a car, whether you're in an auto claim or you're on vacation, you need to buy their rental car insurance, which in some cases is like $7 a day or $12 a day, but it adds up.
I remember I rented a Hyundai. We were going on vacation and they asked, "But do you like that $10 insurance?" And I said, "Yeah, just in case." And that day I backed into a pole in San Francisco.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm good.
Well, see, that's why.
I have the coverage.
That's why you have it, and that's fine. That's good. It's for $10 if you don't have rental car coverage, or if you don't have a quality company, do it. You have to do it. Another disclaimer is a little did you know fact. Your auto insurance policy does not cover a commercial vehicle, i.e. U-Haul. So if you go rent a U-Haul, you're moving, you do have to buy their insurance unless you have a separate commercial policy.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because here locally, I don't know if you saw the news. A lady was moving. Her and her family were staying at a motel. Had all of their belongings in the U-Haul. Somebody stole the U-Haul.
Wow. Stole the U-Haul.
That was yesterday's news.
So all of their stuff from their house is in this car, this van or whatever, and their entire house.
So what you're telling me,
gone
there's no
this week.
coverage.
No, your full coverage does not apply. Typically, your liability will apply, but not your full coverage. So if you, and this happens all the time, it happened at my the last apartment that I was at years ago. I witnessed somebody backing up into one of those carports. They were trying to park the U-Haul in the carport, and the carport's only like 10 feet, and the U-Haul's like 14. And they crushed the entire thing. So their liability may have covered for the carport, which is going to go on
But
their
it didn't
insurance.
cover the truck.
But it didn't cover the truck, and the truck is obviously damaged, and those things are not cheap. You know, they're $100,000. So there you go. Fun fact of the day. Very fun fact. Your rental car coverage is essential. It does carry over typically if you have a quality insurance company. Again, call your company, but it does not cover a U-Haul.
So what coverage should people have?
They should have
Minimum, absolute minimum. Not like, okay, state minimum. What coverage should people really have minimum?
Well, it does depend on the person, obviously. But personally, my minimum that I quote people at is $100, $300 on liability, and not because, I want to make more money or anything like that. The difference in premium, and like in your case, was what, $4 more a month between whatever you have, or I think you had 25, 50, whatever it was, and 100, 300. So the next level below that, 50, 100, and the difference in cost to the 100, 300 is usually less than $5 a month.
So it costs me $8 or $7 more a month, but in the long run, it's saving me heartache and literally thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, absolutely. But rental car coverage, $2 a month. Just put it on your policy, please. Save me the headache. I don't want to have to say, sorry, I told you to get it and you didn't get it.
How do they get in contact with you?
Go to, if you're listening to the radio show, go to the personalities page, opera.com/The Good Life Radio Show. Click on personalities, click on my website, and then
or bengodinez.com. BenGodinez.com, and click the Let's Talk tab and fill it out. Send over your stuff and see what he can do to help you. Back to Gates Transportation here. Let's talk a little bit more about Gates and what they're doing. How does Gates Transportation impact the public? How can people really, really benefit in further from Gates Transportation?
Well, if anytime you go to the hospital or you go to the doctor's appointment, you hand them your health insurance card. I don't care if it's for a regular checkup or you're going for treatment. That's when you think about Gates Transportation. Anytime you hand over your health insurance card, you're handing over somebody else's bill. You're handing the bill to the health insurance company.
Okay.
So before you go to that health insurance appointment, whatever it is, whatever you're going to go for treatment, give Gates a call and have them call your health insurance company to see if you have a clause in there for transportation, which most of them do.
Okay.
Now, Medi-Cal, Medicaid, those may or may not cover the full benefit. You may have a copay or deductible, but they will call your health insurance company for you. They'll figure out whether or not you have the clause and use them. If you don't use it, you lose it. So you might as well use that benefit.
So when you call to make your appointment, I think what he's saying is when you call to make your appointment with your doctor, call one more number and call Gates and schedule your pickup for obviously a time that's appropriate for to get to and from your appointment. You can do that at gatestransportation.com, GATES transportation.com. Beautiful website. I designed it. Shameless plug. If you need a website built, just give me a call. We'll sit and talk, figure out a way to boost your business. But from that, they've got a great operation. They're great people, family owned. Been running this business for a number of years now. Great staff, nice vehicles.
You know what they told me? This was the coolest thing, and I don't know any other company that has done this before. At Christmas time, all of their clients, they sent them teddy bears with a little card wishing them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. They sent them actual bears with a little note in there, personal written note, just thanking them for their business. I mean, that's the type of personal service that any business should be doing. You know, that personal touch, that all the way from the owners down to the customer service reps, that they're in touch and in tune with what their customers' wants and needs are, and they give back and they say thank you. And I think for all of us that are listening today, if you own a business, you need to be in touch with your clients. Feedback and thank yous. Okay, so it should be a two-way street.
That's in itself should be on any business, though.
Right.
Literally any business should be that way. Just always be there for your client. Answer the phone when they call. Be there. Do little things here and there. You know,
I just texted my customer back a minute ago while
we're sitting here doing a radio show and he's sending text messages.
Hey, when duty calls.
Are you Snapchatting too?
No, not this time.
Not Snapchatting?
I'll Snapchat right now.
He's going to Snapchat from the radio show. Oh, goodness.
Staying in touch with my client base.
So
Snapchatting on the radio right now.
Snapchatting on the radio right now. Hi. All right, so let's talk about you're a business owner. You want to come on the radio show. What's involved? What do you need to do? Well, you need to be able to talk, and you must own a business or be a part of a business where it's actually going to be essentially profitable for you. You know, we want to help people out, and that's what this whole thing is about.
Right.
Is building people up.
Right.
And but how do they become a special guest on our show? What's involved?
Well, again, if you're not already using Opera as your homepage search engine, you should go to opera.com, and there's the Good Life Radio Show. There's a tab on the right. Make sure you click on that and go to the top right tab that says Advertise. Mm-hmm. And we've just reformatted it. You'll have all of our videos, courtesy of Quinn, and our audio, of course, that you can listen to all of our shows. But on there, there's an information contact sheet that you can fill out and get in touch with us and tell us about what you do and why you think you'd be a good fit for the radio station. And we will tailor a show to you. We want to know what people are doing to stay top of mind, cutting edge, innovative, you know, like Gates Transportation today. I mean, they send teddy bears as a thank you. Like, that is so cool. I want to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
they actually open the door for you. They go the extra mile, and there's just not enough companies today doing this stuff.
Right. So if you want to be on the show, you know, contact us through the website, and yeah, we'll have a conversation. But next week we've got an excellent guest coming on.
Oh yeah, that's right, J.C. Blakemore.
J.C. Blakemore's coming on, author of Double Identity, one of the still bestsellers on Amazon right now. We're excited to have her on the show. Quinn, tell us more about her.
So she writes this book. It took her a while, quite a while, but it was one of those things where it was kind of like a dream. She woke up and she just started writing and ended up writing this beautiful story. And then it came down to, it was kind of like a call in her heart. Like, what does she want to do with the book? Why is she writing this book? And she decided that all of the proceeds from the book actually go to help kids in college, help pay for their college where, you know, they're struggling on those things. So, you know, obviously there's so many people now that have student debts and all these different issues that once they get out of college, they hate, you know, now they're behind. Mm-hmm. It's going to take them years to move forward. She's using the profits from this book to help kids essentially just get through college. That's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah. And I mean, she's got a huge heart, but it's also a brilliant marketing strategy too. I mean, if you think about it.
If she was around, maybe I could have gone to college and maybe I'd speak a little bit better.
Single tear. Hey, if you're just joining us, this is the Good Life Radio Show, and we're talking about what we're doing. We're going to go to a break right now. When we come back, we'll be talking about how to avoid all of the pitfalls of buying a car.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it don't matter if I'm young.
Hi,